This is another case of kids playing with guns.
No 13-year-old should have a gun in their hand.
I mean, you can go out on the street and just buy a gun off anybody, they'll sell it to them.
Yeah, there's 4 bullet holes total and then the broken window.
What we saw this weekend is not what Indianapolis is about.
Metro Police Chief Randall Taylor tonight speaking out after 22 people were shot over the weekend in a burst of violence that has not stopped. In fact, just an hour ago, we got word of another shooting, this time near 46th and Keystone, just northwest of the State Fairgrounds here in Indianapolis.
Police say a man was shot there. He was awake and breathing at last check. Police have detained a person of interest, but they do not know what role they played.
All of this violence started Friday afternoon, and we want to show you a map tonight that shows you just how widespread this burst of violence was.
It started with 5 shootings on Friday, then at least 5 more on Saturday.
The weekend then closed out with 7 shootings on Sunday.
4 of the victims were children, most of the kids accidentally shooting themselves.
This is a troubling trend, and our Lauren Kostick has been looking into it all day. And Lauren, how are city leaders responding to this senseless violence?
Well, Scott and Felicia, I think they are fed up just like everyone else, and especially when you look how young these victims are. And it's something IMPD believes is preventable, calling on parents to get more involved and asking gun owners to be more responsible. On Sunday, this Far East Side street became a sea of red and blue.
We're not real sure who it was, but there was like 30 to 40 people out at 1:30 in the morning.
Police saying a 12-year-old was shot while walking to a party at this home on Devon Avenue, marking the 4th child shot in less than 72 hours.
It's tragic. They're young, they're impressionable, and you know, it's the cool thing to do, or their friends are doing it.
And this string of youth violence first starting Friday afternoon when a 13-year-old was shot inside a home near North Tuxedo and 13th Street. Police later arresting a 16-year-old for allegedly pulling the trigger.
They were handling a gun of some sort, at which time the gun went off, striking the 13-year-old.
And 2 hours later, police say an 8-year-old shot himself near 30th and Lafayette. The mayor telling us that child apparently found a gun in his yard. Then later that night, an 11-year-old was accidentally shot on the southeast side.
This is another case of kids playing with guns.
Saturday, Mayor Joe Hogsett expressed his frustration with the violence, continuing to push for stricter gun laws. And the IMPD police chief released a video Monday saying these shootings are avoidable. But some neighbors say more needs to be done.
I feel like it falls on policymakers and other leaders within our community and our cities, and then everyday citizens to step up and create these places where kids can go and do and have experiences that aren't negative.
In the meantime, these 4 kids are now left in the hospital instead of enjoying summer. And as for the shooting Sunday morning near the party, police say it was a short-term rental, and then 18 and 19-year-old were arrested as the party promoters. And we also know 25 people attending the party were detained, and that majority of them were minors.
Wow, just a young people that it's unfortunate that everyone's so young. All right, thank you so much, Lauren Kostick.
Well, gun violence certainly not a new problem for Marion County. There are people in our community dedicated to fighting it.
John Duran joins us with their frustration after this latest burst of violence and then shares their dedication to keep pushing for peace.
The same weekend, community leaders on Indy's near northeast side put on its 3rd consecutive Love Fest. More than 20 people were shot across Indianapolis, including one just down the street from where I am, Washington Park, where most of Love Fest was held. Event organizers say they're going to continue to focus on the good they're doing, but say the violence is frustrating.
While we can be fed up, we're just wrestling to know that we can't do it alone. So being fed up is also that ignition for us to find greater participation. I live in this neighborhood. I call this neighborhood home. I always hate the fact that when some days we have so many victories that are happening, but I'm frustrated that it's not catching everybody.
Despite the disheartening weekend, organizers are confident their cause will create positive change. In Indianapolis, John Duran, 13 News.